We can give you a piece of paper.
Okay.
Okay, y'all live.
All right. We're going to give it a couple of minutes. How about that?
Done my best today.
That's okay, huh?
Let me get rid of that guy.
Let me see. We're almost ready.
You said go to our page.
Mm-hmm. And so what I'm going to do is go in and you drop your bracelet. Privacy.
I'm gonna have to just toss this over here like so, and remember to pick it up. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You ready, Mama?
Oh, it's an your iPhone.
Yeah, or the battery. So we're live, so don't worry. We're fine. It's Friday. How was y'all week? Everything was good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bet yours was. So we are live, y'all.
Hey.
Hi, everybody. It is Friday, and this is our 11th episode of Samantha Wise Words, and I have some guests. I have a little baby. Well, I ain't gonna call her. Where do you want to be? What are you?
Just 13,
You
so
just-
I don't know.
Are you a teenager? Do you like that term, teenager?
Yes.
So I have two special guests. I have a little adult, and I also have a big adult, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves to you, and then we'll go ahead and get our conversation started. So you want to start? Since you're in the middle, right? So and you're the main person while we're here. So we're gonna have you go last. We're gonna start with you. Can you tell the people your name?
Hello, everybody. My name is Kat. My full name is Katrisa Carroll, and I am a licensed professional clinical counselor. And I have a coaching and therapy practice called Kat Cares. So y'all check me out, and I'm happy to be here.
So where can they find you at, Kat?
They can find me online at www.cat-cares.com.
And then we have somebody in the middle, our special host. She's the host. I'm just here. I had to open the door so she can be here. Go ahead, ma'am.
My name is Santana.
That's it.
Yeah, my name is Santana.
Santana, how old are you?
I'm 13.
And what grade is that?
I'm in 8th grade.
You're in 8th grade, so that means you're going to 8th, which means you're going to 9th, or
I'm going to 9th.
You're going to 9th, so that means you're almost in high school.
Mhm.
And are you excited about high school?
Kind of. The high school I'm going to, there's a lot of people, so that's what I'm not excited for. But I'm excited that I'm going up and I can be with more people.
So I hear you want to go to McClellan.
Yes.
So,
But I'm going to Tech.
so that's what you prefer.
I prefer McClellan.
Do you want to go to McClellan's?
Yes, but I want to see Tech first.
Okay, so you want to experience Tech, and if Tech don't work out, then we're going to get you in McClellan.
Yes.
You know your auntie can get you. That's right. Okay. So today, you want to tell them what today's topic is about?
Today's topic is body image.
Self-image, body image. Your face is in the mirror. You want to go on the other side? Our tech is here. She getting it together. So
Yes, she is.
So it's self-image and how having the wrong interpretation of your image could alter you, and it can get to the point where you're depressed. You don't want to be around people, and you kind of just focus on that one bad thing about yourself. You just get infatuated by it, right? And you want to do things, and if it doesn't happen as quickly as you think, like if I wanted to lose weight, and I got that fupa down here, and I've been really working really hard for that fupa to be gone, and it's just, it stays stuck with me. But what I'm having to learn as being an old lady or 52-year-old is that my body's changing every day, but I still
52 years.
52. Okay, go ahead and tell it. But it sometimes it messes with my thought process, because I'm working out really hard. I'm trying to do everything right. I'm trying to eat right. I'm doing all these squats and sit-ups and all that stuff, and that food is not going anywhere. But I would say, kind of growing up, I dealt with a lot of self-image issues where I didn't think I was good enough. But I think talking to you and your mom kind of briefly, For you, it got a little bit to the point where you couldn't control it anymore, right?
Yes.
You look at this baby. She's beautiful. She's articulate. She's respectful. She's loved. But yet she still found something wrong with her. And so what I want to ask her, first of all, how do you see yourself?
It depends on the day. Like a lot of the time, I don't feel pretty for like a long time. So like today, it's one of those days like I feel pretty. Like I got my nails done, I got my hair done yesterday, and then I like the outfit I'm wearing, so I feel pretty. But like other days, I don't. But
So you think the stuff makes you feel pretty?
I feel like what I do for myself, like self-care, makes me feel pretty.
Okay. So what if you had your hair in a bun? You just got out the shower and you washed your hair and it was in a bun.
Yeah, sometimes that's like I still feel pretty because like sometimes I don't have to have on a cute outfit or have my hair cute, but just like feeling good makes me feel good about myself and feel pretty.
So you say when I look good on the outside, I feel good on the inside.
Yes.
So how can we make sure that you always feel like that? Because sometimes we as women, we don't always look good on the outside. Sometimes we could be cramping.
Yes.
Sometimes you just don't feel. You just don't feel good. You walk around the house in your robe, and you just don't feel good. I mean, you don't look good on the outside. So how can we, right? And we're gonna ask our therapist too to help us out with this. But I'm still trying to figure out myself. How can we prevent what happened to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna let you tell the people what happened to you. You want to tell them now, or do you want to?
What?
I mean, I'm just saying. So, say for instance, what made you not like yourself?
Well, there was a lot because at first, it wasn't just me not liking myself. I've been bullied since I started public school. Like people, they just weren't as nice, and people were always talking about me and talking about my looks. Like, oh, she's so skinny, or oh, she's so short, or why is her hair not combed, or like stuff like that. Or oh, she has a unibrow. Why is her arm so hairy? So like that kind of affected how I felt about myself and how I looked. And then I've always tried to change like how I look. Like I'll be like, oh well, they don't like that hairstyle, so let me do a different one and see how they like it. And I would try to put like how people viewed me before how I viewed myself.
You know them people ugly, right?
Very.
That's why I used to always tell my daughter. She used to always come to me saying, "Mama, they talk about my big lips." And I was like, girl, they jealous. They want your lips. And now, as you can see, the full lips are in. People are going to get injection to get, the lips. And so I just talked to her, Courtney was at the house. I just talked to her about it. And she said, my mom helped me get over that part because I started to see my lips as being beautiful. And so as a therapist, if I or she were to come to you with this issue with ourselves, what would you say? How can you get us to think differently about what somebody else think about us?
Well, I would build you up first. I mean, we have to love ourselves, right? We have to pour into ourselves. So I work with people around low self-esteem, and we create an affirmations list. Have you ever created affirmations?
Yes.
Positive affirmations are statements that you say to yourself to reinforce positivity. I am beautiful, I am bold, I am courageous, I am tenacious, I am intelligent. All of those statements bring your frequency up to a positive level so you don't feel down, right? Just even saying it is making me feel good. Right. Just saying that I am confident. I'm sitting up higher, I'm feeling more confident, I sound good. And so you want to pour into yourself, right? You want to have your positive affirmations, but what you said was self-care. And kudos to you, because I've been teaching a lot of women about self-care. And we start with self-love, self-worth, self-care. Self-love is how you see yourself, right? When you look in the mirror, do you see a strong Black woman? Do you see an intelligent woman, a queen? And then self-worth is what you believe to be true about yourself and what you feel that you are deserving of. So many of us don't feel like we deserve love and we deserve all this greatness, but we do. We come from kings and queens, and we are beautiful people, despite what you may see on the news and on TV, folks trying to shoot us down and kill us like dogs. We are royalty, And we have to believe that and know that. And Santana highlighted on self-care, and self-care is the practice of pretty much reinforcing self-love and self-worth. So our practice is working out to, feel good and get those positive hormones moving, because that will make you feel good as well. Right? So for me, I always say self-care is the medicine that keeps me balanced, because when I'm practicing self-care, eating a proper meal with nutritious food, working out, just sitting in quiet nature, meditating, praying, all those things, whatever you do to make yourself feel good, keep doing it, because you're doing the work.
Right. So Santana, any one thing, as I know, listening to your story, if there was one thing about you that you could change about you, what would that one thing be?
Like physical or like emotional?
Well, let's do one of each.
I love her. Ooh, she
owns it, right?
Wise beyond her years.
Right. So let's say physical first.
Physical, I'd probably change my body shape, because I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I don't really have a good body shape, and then I work out and then it hurts, so I'm like, well, then I guess I don't have a body shape.
Right.
But then sometimes I'm like, okay, I do kind of have an okay body shape, and I'm still growing, so I'll probably develop more.
Right.
But I'd still like to have a better body.
You only 13, right?
Yes.
And so that body is gonna form up. You want to be thick, huh?
And I tell people, listen, it's gonna spread, okay?
It's definitely gonna
wait for it.
It's definitely, that shape is gonna come in, and then when it starts to come in, you're gonna be like, hold up, I ain't ready for it. And then when your body starts to change, I was always one who always had a big behind, and so with that comes a level of responsibility. Now you got the old men trying to talk to you. He's like, creep, get away from here. So you gotta be careful. Be okay with the process.
Right.
Be okay with that process. And we have Miss McGee. She's one of the teachers at McClimates. She talked about that. She was always like a boy. She said she was flat and she was skinny. People was talking about her. And she said she grew into it. And then she got to the point where she was like, I don't care. This is who I am. I think you gotta love you, because people that got good shapes don't always be cute all the time. Or they got good shapes, but they got a bad attitude. Or they got good shapes, but they can't keep a friend. Or they just rude and just obnoxious. So just because you have a good shape don't mean nothing.
And we're all unique, right? God made us all differently. So why do we all want to look the same anyway? It's don't get bogged down with the Instagram culture. Because our babies, they are on Instagram. And this selfie culture and filters and all that stuff. Yes. And so, but at her age, we have to understand development, right? Child development. So she's impressionable right now. She's ever changing, and her brain is downloading all these messages from Instagram and social media about this is the way I'm supposed to look. But if we were all unfiltered and just posting, maybe a good day or a day where your hair is frizzy or whatever, it will normalize who we are, so that folks don't feel like they have to be glam all the time.
Right. And it's not glam, girl. It's not. And so you owe me another one thing you could change. So we did physical.
Emotionally, I would choose to be happy, because being sad and being depressed and having high anxiety all the time is not fun. And it's just, I'd rather be happy than sad and depressed all the time.
So you would like to change your body shape, and then you want to be happy.
Yes.
You don't want to be sad. And so how can you control your happiness?
Making myself feel good and doing things that I know are good for me. Instead of sleeping through the whole school day or not doing my schoolwork and knowing that's going to make me feel happy, because knowing I got it done, feeling accomplished.
Girl, high five.
I love her.
High five.
Girl, I see your future.
I told her she's going to be the Disney child. Okay, so let's get into the meat of it. You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. So because Santana, I would say she took on a lot. She internalized a lot. And I think that I'm gonna let her tell you, but I believe that it got overwhelming for her. Her mom is here, so don't think we're having this conversation without her mom. We did get her mom's okay to talk about this because it's really, really deep. And the way I found out, because this conversation was supposed to be about having surgeries and us not being okay with having all these different surgeries, just kind of just change it. We have to change our inner before we should change our outer. And so when I posted like self-image, what we're gonna talk about kind of thing, my girlfriend Mika said, you know, she called one of her girlfriends who she knew this stuff up close and personal. And I guess when they were talking, Santana heard them talking and was like, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about what led me down this road where I was depressed and I wanted to take my life. You know, it had gotten so deep to the point where this beautiful, young, intelligent baby wanted to take her life. It made me want to cry. Because you are amazing. You just need to know just how amazing you are, right? What made you, I'm serious, what made you want to give up on your life, your 13-year-old life that you still got all these years to live?
I feel like my dad had a lot to do with it. He's always been, well, not always, but from like when my brother was born to when I was in 3rd grade, he was always like in and out of my life. Like he would come, then he would leave. And it got to the point where I knew when he would leave, but like question if he was ever coming back for me and like to be there for me. And that was like, I started being depressed when I was 7. So that was a lot to take on as a 7-year-old. But then like my depression turned into like being insecure all the time, not wanting to eat. Like I stopped eating like consistently for months, like to the point where I would feel like I was about to pass out because I was so depressed. I didn't want to eat. I was sleeping all day, every day. Like I would wake up for school. So from 9 to like 1:45, I would be up. And then I would go to sleep and stay up till 3 a.m. because I was so depressed. And then it like just like I would go to sleep hoping I wouldn't wake up in the morning because I was so depressed all the time. And I was like, well, what's the point of keep going? And then I have a therapist and I told him about it, and also of course me and my mom, like I love her and she's always there to like back me up. Like, she's always there to hype me up, I guess. But she's like, oh, you're amazing, you're so cute, and like stuff like that. But like even like everybody always says that to me, like they'll be like,
I can't help it. I'm such a crybaby. She looking over me like, ma'am, you crying? Yes, because you are amazing. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
She would like it was an everyday thing. No matter how many people told me like, oh, you're so cute, oh, you're so smart, I'd be like, I don't feel it. And I still sometimes feel the same way. Like when I'm feeling sad in my, like it was just the other day, I was sitting at the table and depression was getting to me and I just started crying for no reason. And I just looked at my brother and then I was on my phone and I couldn't control it and I just started crying. And my mom was like, Santana, what's wrong? You're so smart, you're so beautiful, you're so talented and stuff like that. But I still like couldn't believe it. But it got to the point where one day, like I couldn't do school anymore because I wasn't sleeping right, and I was just so depressed all the time. And I couldn't do school. It was a lot. So I went to a residential place, which I feel like was at first I was like, no, I don't want to go, and like because my therapist was like, well, maybe it would be a good idea to go, and I was like, well, I don't think it would be a good idea because I can't be away from home that long. Like my depression, my anxiety, that's not going to be able to take it. And I'm just going to get worse by being there. And I went, and it was recent actually. And I feel like it was such a good idea because it gave me a new way to look at life, like to see like, oh, I'm not the only person that's going through depression. And I'm not the only person that has panic attacks multiple times a day. I'm not the only person that tries to self-harm. I'm not the only person that is going through things and have been through a crisis at a young age. And then like from the minute I walked out of the car to seeing my mom cry, I was like, well, so it gave me a different way to look at things. Like she wasn't even gone, and she was crying. So if I was gone forever, that would really hurt her.
Absolutely.
And knowing that she was hurting hurt me. So like it's still like when I got home, I was still depressed because it was like when I was gone, it was like reality. It was different. It wasn't like I had to worry about school every day. I had to do all these things. I had all these expectations. No, but then I came back and reality hit me, and I was like, oh. And then it was still like, well, it probably would have been better if I'm not here, but I'm still gonna stay because of my mom. So.
Oh gosh, girl, I gotta applaud you, baby. You are amazing. You are strong. Everything that your mother has said is true. But I need what I want from you as your new auntie. I need you to believe it. Your mother wouldn't tell you no lie. Your mother would never ever lie to you. The people that are telling you you're beautiful, it's because you are. For me now, it has nothing to do with how you look. I mean, you see, I'm a crybaby, right? I keep crying, I can't help it. Because it has nothing to do with your looks. It's all about what's inside. You have a huge heart. And you keep looking at yourself. You is fine. You see that? I mean, you have a huge heart. And you are strong and you are bold and you made it through that. And we want to make sure that you don't never have to go to the point where you feel like I'm less than. You're more than. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you feel like you less than, get away from that environment. Get away from that Facebook or that Instagram. Switch it. Switch the narrative. Change it around. Be like, I'm going to go over here and listen to my music. I'm going to dance my way out of this depression because I've done it, but I've never wanted to take my life just because I've learned to switch. And I don't know if that comes from childhood trauma. I'm just learning. I learned to switch it off. It's not easy. You a baby. Like I said, I'm an old woman, a very crybaby-ish old woman. But I'm going to read some of these. Can I read some of these? Okay. I'm going to let you read them. Okay. You want to read them out loud? So you see what Mika says? Okay, and then scroll down. I'm gonna let her read some of you guys' comments because she's the host for the show. I'm just, like I said, I just have to open the door.
Okay, so
she put them up there too.
Oh, I can't see that.
Okay, well go ahead. Where her glasses?
Not even with glasses.
Right.
Yeah. Wait, do I read it out loud?
Let them read it.
So my godmom said, "Hey, I'm so mad I'm not there. Go God, baby. Thank you."
That's Miss McGee.
Teach young ladies that they don't own someone's opinions of who they say they are, especially judgmental opinions, like she said, positive affirmations. When I was at residential, I just want to say this, they gave me a list when I left of 99 positive affirmations. So when I was feeling insecure, like I could say something to boost my mood.
So when you say residential, Santana, what does that mean? For those people who don't understand that you have to leave your house, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
residential, or at least, okay, so it's like a house, and you go to the house for therapy every day, so what I did is I left Sunday and I came back so not that Wednesday, but the next Wednesday, and you basically just went and you go and you like stay there I stayed there for 11 days, but you go and you get everyday therapy, you get help, you get groups to try to help you and to realize that you're not alone. You get to talk to other people that aren't like, I guess, because like that are still going through things just like you. Because like personally, all my friends, like they don't show it. Like they seem like they're more mentally stable, I guess. And if they aren't, they don't really show it a lot. So, but to be around people that you could relate to, it's helpful.
Well, I think that's growth. Go ahead and finish reading your stuff. That's all for you.
Santana is beautiful and a brave young lady. Thanks for sharing and helping others who may have the same experience. Thank you.
Read it out loud so they can hear.
Oh, got it. Okay. Children need to understand that Instagram, Facebook is just a photo moment. It doesn't speak the moment. Yes.
That's true.
Mhm.
Oh my God, she is so pretty and smart. Virtual hugs to that baby. I'm so proud of you for sharing. Virtual hugs to her. Ditto, Auntie August. Her perspective, wisdom, and ability to name her depression speaks volume. This is really deep and so real, so deep. Retrain your brain. I'm so proud of you, Santana. Thank you.
And say that's those people out there. You ain't
Oh.
never seen those people. But they, it takes strength to be able to talk about it. And I think talking about it, how does it feel to talk about it? Do you think that makes you feel a little better about the situation, talking about it?
Because to know that I've came from, a long way from struggling every day and every night to only struggling less. To know oh yeah, I did that. I came a long way in only a short amount of time.
Praise the Lord, baby.
I wrote something for you, and I want you to keep it. So if you ever feeling down, I want you to read this.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Can she share it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can turn it around so they can.
So
It's a letter. A letter from Auntie Kat. You got another auntie.
Okay, girl.
We got a village out
Don't be
here.
trying to steal my niece now. Go ahead.
You can share.
Dear Santana, I admire your strength and courage in telling your story. Always speak your truth and don't hold back. Acknowledge your feelings in the moment. Pause, breathe, reflect, and do something positive to make yourself feel good. Life is not going to always be easy, but you have a village of supporters who love and care about your well-being. We will help you along the way. Your pain is our pain. When you hurt, we hurt, and we are here for you. Remember that you are loved, you are worthy, you are beautiful, you are intelligent, you are gifted, you are talented, you are appreciated, and most importantly, your life matters. Your future looks bright, and I thank God for you, Kat. Thank
Aww. So you gotta put that in your room, right? You're gonna put that in your room. So y'all can see, I don't even know where to go. I mean, the baby done told y'all everything, but we want to make sure that we as parents, the village, that we make our kids feel secure where they are. And I did some research, and it says kids as young as 3 years old could have an issue with body image. And I think it's all about what we feed into them. But she said she had love, but her trauma came in with the loss of her dad. And so it was like she was good, and then the relationship with her and her dad, whatever happened with that, it kind of broke her confidence. And then she started looking at herself. Did you feel like your dad left you and not the relationship with your mom? Or
I feel like he left me and my brother and my mom. And not so much the relationship, but he just left. He left it all.
and you put that on your shoulders?
Yeah, because one person told me, or they told my brother, your sister is the reason your dad left.
Who said that? Oh, mama ready to fire.
Anyway,
Mama ready to fire.
that took I remember I was just in the bathroom and my brother was taking a shower because we were littler.
Okay.
He was like, guess what such and such said? And then I, for a long time, I believed that.
Remember I told you people that people yeah, mama finna get on their head. She over there ready to do it. So I'm gonna let you get this, Kat.
Yeah, oftentimes children internalize adult stress, and sometimes we're not aware of that, but it happens. And that sounds like what happened. It sounds like you internalized the separation, and you felt like it was something that you did wrong, and that happens a lot. And we just have to be there to reinforce to our children, to build them up, to build their character, to build their self-esteem before they go out into the world. That is so important, and we have to just consistently do it and reassure them that they are loved and that they are supported, even if they don't feel that way. And just going back to infancy, that bond and that secure attachment is so important, right? And if there's some trauma or a separation or something to come in and kind of distort that, then, our children are living through that. And then they become adults with unresolved issues and unresolved trauma that can interrupt them as, in their adult life. And so I'm looking at you and I'm so amazed because she sounds like a therapist.
That's why she had me crying. I'm like, oh Lord.
And so I see your future, like I see you helping people through your pain, right? Like there's healing in telling your story and being transparent. So you're doing the work. She has a professional therapist that she's seeing. She knows how to name her feelings and what's going on with her. And it sounds like you have some tools to help you cope as well, right?
Yes.
What's working for you? Like what tools do you use that you can share with other girls your age?
Like when I'm just not feeling it, I just try to distract myself, because distracting myself from basically taking a break from the real world and giving yourself a minute, okay, well, this is not going right. I'm going to try to distract myself and then come back to it later. That's one that helps me. And then when I'm not feeling as pretty or something like that, I just be okay, well, I'll try to get pretty tomorrow. Or when my hair's not combed, I'll be okay, well, I'm going to go comb my hair. And even though I'm sitting in the house, I'm still going to go put on a cute outfit and try to go take some pictures and see if I like them. And if not, we'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think as adults, we have to model to our children that it's okay to just walk around with a messy bun. I'm getting more comfortable with just being me. Today, I just wasn't feeling it. I wanted to put on some makeup and get cute for y'all. I'm still cute. No fine.
Right.
But I wasn't feeling
feel
it. So I was like, you know what?
It takes time to put on all that stuff.
We're going to get y'all the cat cares hoodie and these glasses and make it do what it do.
Right.
But, I have daughters. I have a daughter about your age and a daughter that's 7. And they're watching me. Because my daughter said today, Mommy, my stomach looks fat. And I said, see? She probably saw me.
Because we do that. And Michael, shut up. Courtney down here laughing because, me and my daughter was having the same conversation because, okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all my business right quick. So growing up with my daughter, her godmother would watch her in the daytime. So I would drop her off in the morning to her godmother, and then they would pick her up from school, and they would bring her lunch. So in the morning, she would have cookies for breakfast. And then her godmother or her godfather would take her McDonald's or Subways for lunch, which means my baby was getting thick. She was getting thick. And so before school, because I didn't want her thick, I would make her get on the treadmill for 10 minutes. So she was just telling Courtney that 2 days ago, and she was like, what kind of mother makes their kids get on the treadmill? But I think it could have been my insecurities instead of just allowing her to get a kid, but then they should have gave my baby all that fat stuff. But I allowed my insecurities to leak out on her. And so now I think she's good. She goes to therapy too, but it ain't had anything to do with me this time. But we could make what I'm dealing with, we could put that on our kids. I see a lot of people who, just say if you were a thicker mom and you have a beautiful, smaller daughter, you kind of push them into everything that you wish that you would have done as a kid. They be cheerleaders or they're going to be a model or they got the little poof dresses doing those competition things. But we could put a lot on our kids. I would definitely agree with that. But I just have some tips that I wanted to share for parents. Watch what we say to our kids.
Yes.
You say yes?
Yes.
Why do you agree?
Because I feel like what you say to them and what you say around them, even if it's out of anger, like today, my mom.
She telling your business.
No, I'm just gonna say because she was today when she was trying to find something to wear, she's like, I look fat in this. What's something else I could wear? I can't wear this because I look too fat. And she kept saying it, and I looked at my brother, and I looked at her, and I was like, I wish you would stop saying that because you look fine the way you are.
Right.
And she was like, no, I need a different outfit. And she kept trying on different clothes. But then when she says she's fat, and then I eat too much, and then I'm bloated, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fat. And she'll be like, how do you even get this? How do you think you're fat? Because she says it. Or and what you say out of anger, that could really affect them.
See, she told y'all it was her show. And the second said, try not to focus on appearance. You handled that one. Try not to focus on what you look like. So to be beautiful don't have nothing to do with, like we said earlier, about what you got on. Go ahead, girl, show.
I love her. Take it away, girl.
Right.
So, like, I used to, and I like just stopped doing this recently. When I would like people, it would be like, and they didn't like me back. I'd be like, oh, I'm too ugly. So let me try to change and try to be the person that they do like. So then they'll like me. Like, oh, let me change my style so they'll like me. Like, I've done that for so long because people, like, if they didn't like me, I was like, oh yeah, something's wrong with me for them to not like me. And I was just like, well, you don't like me, that's your loss.
Well, now it is. Now it's they lost. And they, see, I ain't gonna lose you as my niece though, because I love you. I do. And anytime you at a table, if this table don't feel good to you, and they don't accept you, and they don't pull to that empty chair, if they don't pull that chair up from you, that's not your table. You take this, you go get your own table and pull chairs up for other people that could be missing. And so you gonna use now from this day forward, all the strength that you've been able to have because of your experience, you're gonna be able to go out there and help other kids that are dealing with it. You know, you're gonna be like, yeah, come over here with me. You don't need to be with them people, I'm gonna say, because they ugly. They not really ugly, y'all, but I'm just saying, people that can't accept you.
Let me
We don't want our needs to be going outside. My auntie said, but I'm just saying, it says emphasize exercise and healthy eating over their weight. So instead of saying, girl, you fat, let us go have a salad, daughter. I feel like I want to have a salad. That's how I kind of try to change the narrative a little bit. Not to say that, girl, like even with my daughter, with her cookies and her Totos or whatever the heck she was eating, I should have packed her lunch, you know, and said, this is what you should have. And it said, scan their toys, talk about gender and body stereotype ads and media. So what stuff that you see in the media or on Instagram or on TV, that stuff ain't what it is. People are going to get surgeries to make them bodies look like that, or the filter, or the people in the magazine. Because I saw a picture of my 50th birthday. I knew I had a dent right here in my thigh. But when the guy printed out the picture, I'm like, where my dent at? I want my dent. Which means he had overtouched my picture. My shape was still there, but I know when I had a dent on that thigh. And no matter how much exercise I had that dent. So he sprayed it. Right, which made me look almost a perfect 50-year-old, which I know it ain't. My kids will tell you that ain't. And then it says, parents, you got to limit the screen time. Mm-hmm. We can't let them just watch YouTube and Instagram. What do you watch? TikTok. So you be all up in there making the videos and stuff?
That's all my screen time is TikTok.
And so how much time do you spend on TikTok?
A lot. I don't know how much, but it's a lot.
But I feel like TikTok is a little bit better than Instagram because Instagram are those pictures, like those selfies, like Kim Kardashian, like all these models and all these Instagram models with the augmented shapes, which I don't have an issue with that, only when it becomes an obsession, right? When it interrupts your ability to socialize in public because you're self-conscious, then we have to talk.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah, but TikTok is kind of funny. I think it's for TikTok.
Well, I don't know one more damn app. I don't know if I can keep up.
You gotta try TikTok.
Yeah. And I can't dance, so they're gonna be laughing at me because that's all I know how to do is one of these. So there's also 7 tips for adults too. They gave me some tips for show some appreciation. Yeah. It says a good place to start is to refocus your self-talk. Like you said, distract myself from whatever I'm feeling. So think of something happy versus all the stuff that I'm feeling that could be sad. It said record the positives. I do something good, I'm gonna record it. Write it down. And record don't mean the cell phone. It could be writing it down in my journal. Today I did this. Today I didn't allow myself to go into that negative place. It said create little reminders. So if I know like at 2 o'clock, my body starts to do this thing where I get anxious, because sometimes I too get anxious and I have to breathe my way out of it. And so I think we need to be aware, maybe start recording when we start to feel anxious. And then I'm going to combat it once I start to record it to say, this is 1 o'clock. Let me go do one at 1 o'clock, like Sam, get up, turn your music on, dance, go for a walk or whatever, because that'll be able to redirect my anxiety. Let me go and get it out of my system. Commit to doing things that make you feel good. If that room I walk in don't make me feel good or it doesn't add to me,
Right.
I'm walking right out that room. And that's what you got to learn how to do. Walk out. That cafeteria, because now you're going into high school. And that's going to be a whole big other thing you're going to have to deal with. But you're going to be the one that's going to be the leader. And everybody going to want to hang out. Oh, that's Santana. I want to hang with Santana. But don't let the way other people view you make you feel a way about yourself. Walk out of your house knowing I am the ish. I ain't gonna say no cuss word. I'm looking at your mom. I ain't gonna say no cuss word. But you need to know that you are. And occupy your mind. Occupy your mind with good stuff. I like gospel. I like gospel music. So if anybody see me walking down High Street, they see my hands like this. In the name of Jesus. Because that's how I get my day started. I get into my gospel. Don't fear the mirror. Sometimes I try to stay away from the mirror because I be looking at my food pot. I'm like, ugh.
You can have mine.
I don't want yours. I got my own.
I want yours.
I got my own
Yours is better than mine.
I'm just saying. I have one, and that's what I said. See, we never feel like we're enough because as much exercise and the way my body shape is, I still find that one thing. And so there is a condition for people like me. There's a disorder. They say it's a disorder.
I don't know if you got the disorder.
I mean, I'm learning not to. Okay, so do you know what that disorder is called? Okay, we're gonna let the therapist tell us.
Okay, it is a body dysmorphic disorder, and basically that disorder is when you have an obsession over a physical feature on your body, and it like I said, it interrupts your day, and it causes you to not want to go out in public and feel depressed and like all these negative emotions to the point where you just can't function. You can't concentrate and it's not good. Yeah. So do you get counseling for that? Definitely. So folks who like suffer from like anorexia, anorexia is when you're like restricting your food intake, and bulimia is when you're restricting and like vomiting and binging and vomiting and things of that nature. You definitely have to get professional help for that because there's so many different layers to it, and it can be coupled with depression, and then it can be triggered from like past traumas, and everybody's path and their story is different. So you don't want to try to like listen to like what Santana did and kind of make it yours. You want to make sure you are getting help for your individual needs. She can share what worked for her, but always tell people like go get professional help because that way you can have your own individualized plan. And that's why I couldn't have this conversation with her because I'm like, I'm not no dang therapist. You're doing a good job. But I don't have you went to school for this. Yeah. And I could just say about my experience, but as you said, my experience may not be her experience. So me telling her to go do what I do may not always work for her. And so she needs to have somebody that knows how to direct her and put her in the right direction, put her on the right road to where she's a healthy human. I know you said earlier about you feel yourself having like your panic attack. Does that mean, what does that feel like if you can feel it coming? What does that feel like? Is that like something that your body starts to tremble? What makes me feel sick? So like you want to throw up?
I don't know. But yeah, kind of. It just makes me feel sick.
Okay. And what do you know what brings it on? What is it?
It's anything. Like I'll just be randomly sitting there and then I'll be like, uh-oh. Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's like for me, because I have something, I think it's called anorexia. I don't know if I said that right, but it's like the fear of throwing up. So when I'm getting anxiety and it makes me feel sick, then that gives me more anxiety because I don't like throwing up. So,
yeah, that's deep because you just said how I be feeling, but I don't be knowing that it's that, and then you just walk away from it. I mean,
I just distract myself.
Okay. And what do you do to distract? You do like go dance or?
I go on my phone. I watch something. I'll go outside and play basketball.
You good at basketball?
No.
And I like that. They say moving your body,
that's what it says,
will really help you to regulate your emotions and everything because again, it releases positive endorphins and chemicals to make you feel good. And so that's the best thing to do. Like, I suffer from panic attacks.
Yeah.
And that's why I've been focusing on self-care so that it doesn't, come on. But I'm on leave right now, but I'm a CPS worker. So all of that secondary trauma, and on top of this, being a therapist and caring for others and being a pastor's wife and having, 3 children, that would take a toll on you. But my panic attacks came on when my mom died. So I lost my mom about 13 years ago. She had a cancerous brain tumor. And before that, I was fine. I didn't have any panic attacks, but that was traumatic for me, losing her. And so that's kind of when they started. So it's interesting because when I feel like I'm having a panic attack, my ears start to like buzz. It's weird. And then my mouth gets numb and I'm like, oh, I know what's happening.
Yeah.
And I have to check myself. You need to sit down.
Yeah.
You're doing too much. And we have to check ourselves because I like to do a lot. I like to help people, but you can't pour from an empty cup.
Absolutely. Praise Jesus. But I think for me, when I experience it, it's like my heart. You know how I know she don't know about the car stuff yet, but you know how you going up a hill and your car kicks into overdrive? My body feels like it's kicking into overdrive. And like I said, I have to breathe my way out of it. Like, girl, you better shut that down. Whatever you anxious over, God said don't be anxious for nothing. Don't be anxious for not one thing. So I have to always keep replaying that scripture in my head, like, don't be anxious for nothing. Don't be anxious for nothing. Whatever it is, it came to pass. Move over. So I don't want to stand in the way of it coming past. I have to move over on it. So we're going to read some more. You want to read some more?
And also I want to add for anxiety, another one is realizing that we are not in control.
No.
And that wanting to be in control and fear is the culprit for anxiety. And I like to control everything. And I had to realize you are not in control.
You see that body, that lip get numb and the ears start to, you're not in control, boo. And nothing you can do to stop it.
And so I'm practicing just surrendering, and it's been working.
Okay, so Sean said to Santana, you are the prize, honey. You're beautiful inside and out. Miss McGee, she says, I'm Auntie Rolanda. She's the one we'll get you a Mac. She said, we are the village. Hi, Auntie. We're the Auntie village. Sean said, do you hear this, baby? Stand up. Be real, dads. Your children need you. She talking to your daddy. She don't know your daddy, but she talked to him. Yes, she's beautiful, blessing. Keep up the great work, says Crystal. Crystal said, stay inspired and don't ever give up. She said 100, whatever you said, she agreed with you. She said, that's, you know what, Miss McGee, I was going to text you anyway, but she wants you to be on this podcast. Well, she has a girl group of maybe 30 girls from different girls around in high school around Oakland. And so she does this thing online, Google or what's the other Zoom? She does a Zoom thing. You will be perfect. And so she wants you. She said, I need her to come to sister, and facilitate it, which means you will be in charge. You ready?
She got this.
You gotta tell Miss McGee you ready. Tell her you ready. I told you. You gotta tell her.
I'm ready.
Okay. You don't have to tell her you ready, but she said, for real, it's their loss when they don't like you. True. Great tips. They said, every time I look at my daughter's phone, I recognize a positive change. She got to the point of suspending herself away from her phone. So I guess because she's seeing so many negative things come across the phone. And Auntie Alka said, this is one of the best shows. I love this little girl. That's my Auntie Alka. Say hi to Auntie Alka. She likes when you say hi to her. She needs to journal what triggers her anxiety and share that with her therapist. The therapist will give her tools to use to counter the anxiety and the panic attacks. And Sean said, you are the prize. You are definitely the prize. I'm not, there's nothing, what's the name of the girls group? Miss McGee, put down the name of your girls group. It looks as though somebody in the link would like to know the name of your girls group. She has a high schooler as well that would like to be a part of it. But Miss McGee that runs a program at McClimate, as I said before. And I was on it. Dame Lillard's mom is on there as well, where there are like 4 adults that are on here. And they just talk about stuff. We talk about girl stuff. A lot of girls don't have the support that they need at home. And so they're on this group. And like I told them, I'm their auntie. And I get like 1 or 2 that text me like, hey, Auntie Sam, what you doing? And I'm like, how you feeling? And so we kind of talk about that. But I think girls need to know that they have a village and they feel comfortable coming to the village no matter what. Because we got, people that's dealing with insecurities and anxieties, and you got the dudes coming at them. They don't want to tell their mama that the dudes is coming at them, or, it's just so many things as young ladies that we're dealing with, or somebody could be touching them. They need to have a safe space to be able to tell somebody that somebody's touching them. It's just, it's okay to reach out to another adult. It's okay. It ain't betraying your mama, but find you an auntie. You have your godmother, she's there. She may not tell your mama everything, but I'm sure it's a safe space with Mika. And if she can't help you, we have Auntie Kat. You have your therapist. Everybody is here to help you get through this process. It's called Sister to Sister. That's what the group is called, Sister to Sister. But do you ever think about journaling?
Yes, sometimes, like when I don't want to tell anybody like what's going on, I just write it down. But other than that, I don't journal. Like I know people that journal every day. I can't do that.
Okay. So go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe try gratitude. Like just maybe list like 10 things you're grateful for that day. If you can't get to 10, maybe 3. But just practicing listing what you're grateful for can really help you. Right? Yeah. And then also just for people who are struggling with body image, just being grateful for the function of your body, right? You may not like your nose, but can you smell, right? Your nose is functioning to the point where you can smell. You may not like your mouth, but you're able to eat. You don't have any, Bell's palsy or anything like that. So it's just practicing gratitude and being thankful that you have the activities of your limbs.
But like this morning, I woke up today and I called today, Feel Yourself Friday. I comb my hair, I put my lip gloss on. Like you said, I wanted to feel cute today. So I put on my cute little blue workout outfit and I called it Feel Yourself Friday. And the reason why I called it that is because they make me feel like it's crazy for you to be enjoying you. They feel, she thinks she all that. No, why can't I feel myself and think that I'm cute and post my little cute pictures or whatever without me having to justify why I did that? You know what I'm saying?
You should.
Why do we, it's a society thing when you feel, I like what I see.
I think you should always celebrate and praise yourself. That's healthy.
Because there ain't nobody gonna tell me you look cute all the time.
So
I'm telling myself.
And that's a positive affirmation. Yeah. And it's making you feel good. Keep doing it.
You don't put that pink lipstick. I was fine today. But then I bought some new lipstick from the store. I was like, I'm gonna wear this lipstick.
And then you got the ombre.
You see it? You see it? You think about lipstick. See? But I'm just saying. So I was saying, okay, so now we're gonna change the narrative a little bit. Because I know when you first walked in here, you said you wanted your booty, right? So she did 2 squats and thought her booty was gonna get big. That's what she said. I didn't say it. So, so what we gonna do? What we gonna do about the booty issue that you tripping off your booty?
Workout.
Add some weights to it. Do enough squats. Add some weights to it. And then when you become a grown woman, almost 50 years old, you ain't gotta wait that long. But once you okay here, it's okay to add something here if that's what you want later. But do your best first. Deal with this first. You got something to say? No. Okay. Deal with this first, and then deal with that. Because sometimes people can get this, and then they still feel ugly here. And so you got a big booty and an ugly heart. I'm just saying, we got to deal with the internal stuff.
Yes.
We got to deal with that first. So I'm not saying not to go get it, because I think if I didn't have one, I think I would probably go buy me one. And I'd be walking around like this, Auntie Sam. You'd be like, oh, here come Auntie Sam breaking the doors open. But I feel so good having you in my presence. Look at her. Mm-hmm. I don't know. And so, Miss Therapist Lady, can you help me now? Is it my turn?
Yes. I think you're doing the work. I think you are, I commend you.
Thank you.
I heard great things about you. I had never met you personally, but you went to school with my husband, and checking out your page and seeing your village and your following, God has gifted you. I was like, this woman is remarkable. I am excited about being on her podcast.
I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I'm humble. I'm so humble about it. And people are always telling me, like, do you know? And I'm like, nah, I'm still that little girl from 23rd Avenue. That's how I look at myself. I'm still that little girl that people talked about or whatever. Your booty too big, your lips too big. Da, 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 da. I didn't always feel good about me. I didn't. I really didn't. I was always thinking like I wasn't enough growing up because dark skin wasn't in. It's in now. So they wanted girls like they wanted the high color girls. They didn't want to, the boys didn't want the dark skinned girls. They wanted.
And at one point, I don't think thick was in. I think folks were trying to be skinny.
Remember that song? Oh, Becky, look at her butt. Yeah. That was, that's when butts started being, it was negative to have a cute big booty and all that. It was like, you gonna put a cup on my butt. Really? But growing up, that wasn't always fun to have to deal with that. And then, I started to appreciate my body. I started to appreciate that I had more than just my body. And then I met my husband, and he was just like speaking great things into me. I was insecure, even going into a relationship with him. And he would always say, baby, you're beautiful. You my beautiful black baby. He starts speaking all that. I'm like, shit, that must be the shit. He's a handsome dude. He got it going on. But it's just like, it's not, life is not perfect.
It's not.
It's not perfect, but I think I love me. I love you. I love you. We have to love on ourselves and be okay. I think as maybe 5 years ago, I stopped worrying about what other people thought of me. And it took me this long. But if therapy wasn't a good thing back then, when I was growing up, we didn't have therapy, girl. You lucky. we just fell by the wayside and hope somebody came and saved us, or we had to walk with all that weight on us and without no avail. We just had to walk with it. Yeah. Nobody didn't know. They was like, oh, that's just the way you're supposed to be. Because everybody around me was probably broken. And so we all was just living a broken life carrying these heavy weights. And so as I got older, I'm like, that don't feel good. That's too heavy. How can I move forward if I got all this stuff attached to me? I'm not enough. I'm not good. I'm not deserving of all these blessings that God has given me. Or you think you all that. No. I had to deal with stuff. For me, it was a Bible. And it's surrounding myself with other people that I aspire to be. I'm looking at, other people like I wish I had that confidence. And so when you start hanging with other people and people start speaking that into your existence, you start to believe it. And so like we said, it starts early. So your 2-3 year old children should understand you bomb, you the best. Don't let nobody break this energy from you because you're what God made you to be. You're supposed to be different. You're supposed to be unique. I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't. I can't be like everybody else. It would be too hard for me to try to be like you, Kat. Your shoes is big. I can't be like you, and you can't be like those girls in the cafeteria. You are you. Your road is just for your road.
And knowing that you're enough, like I am enough, and knowing that your best will be different every day, right? So my best today is going to be different tomorrow, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. I am okay with that.
So, Ms. Santana, do you have any questions for us? Do you want to help me with something?
Do you need help?
I need help with a lot of stuff. So you went to those classes. Did you make any friends?
Yes.
How many?
Well, there was drama.
Y'all had drama at the place?
There's drama everywhere.
Okay, y'all. I'm gonna get in her business real quick. Hold on. So what happened?
Well, there was no drama with me, but they kept trying to bring me into drama and be like, pick my side because we're right. And I was like, I want to go home. Because I remember there was one boy and he was like my best friend in there. So he was always like coming to tell me how he was feeling. And I was like, that's fine. And then he'd be like, so what do you think? And I remember the people, they were like,
just like you
see what I said.
That's what I said to the leader.
And then I said loud enough. I said, I don't care what you guys have going on. I want to go home. And then they went inside and were talking about me. And I was like, okay, I just want to go home. You want to go home too? Why are you trying to bring me into your drama?
So they had drama in there. Okay,
But then they left.
So she used her voice.
You detached from it. You didn't want that drama in your life.
But then when I went inside, they were like, thank you, Santana. Thank you for saying that because you don't need to be in our drama. I was like, okay. And I just want to go home.
But that's how you deal with that stuff when you go to high school. I don't want no drama. Don't text me no drama. Don't Instagram me no drama. Don't message me with no drama.
Mm-hmm.
And so what that's going to do is control how you see stuff. And it's okay to tell them, miss me with that.
And what I heard you say is you kept saying, I just want to go home. And that was your goal. And you were focused on your goal and you didn't want them to distract you from that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
powerful.
Like for me, I don't like to talk about people. Like you could come to me and you could talk so much about somebody that's my best friend. And I'm not going to go run back and be like, guess what she said about you? Or like you could come and tell me all of this. I'll tell you my opinion, but I'm not going to be like, yeah, she is ugly. I don't even know why that's your friend. I'm not going to say that because then you're going to run back and tell them. And that's going to make problems for me, which I don't want to be in. So you could tell me how you're feeling and I'll tell you, like, I'll give you advice, but I don't want to be in your drama because that's just going to make it worse on me and it's going to make my depression.
Girl, you're so damn smart. Because us grown people still ain't got that concept down. I'm sorry. Because if somebody call you, be like, girl, you be like, oh, you
be like, no.
Right.
Don't be like that. You can't.
Don't be right. You be here. Look, one here, just a little bit. But like she said, she don't want to be in it because it makes it bigger.
Yes.
It makes it bigger.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
Let me see what the people say. Hold on. Santana, she said you would develop in time like your booty gonna get big. She said I was tiny, but no one can tell me I was. She said I accept the body I was blessed with. Thick. She said thick, not think. Oh, she would tell me she was okay. She said thank you so much. Kelly said I'm really glad I joined in today. Thank you, Santana, for sharing your story. She said please have a therapist debrief with Santana after the show. This is a heavy topic. She shared a lot. Stay away from the drama. She's so mature and knowledgeable. That's what Courtney said down here. That's what Courtney said. I mean, I'm learning so much from you. And you and them kids came to you for a reason. They saw strength in you. And when other people, your age group or older, come to you, that says a lot about who you are and the strength that they see in you. And that's something you're gonna have to start, like you work your muscles, you have to be okay with that. And it comes with a level of responsibility. And I think like when you said they come with you to the drama, you said miss me with the drama. That's huge. That is big. And same thing with your mama. She tripping about her clothes and weight. You might be like, Mom, you're a beauty. Reverse it. You see what I'm saying? So if you could tell your mother something, what would you say?
That nobody's perfect, but you're still cute, you're still beautiful. And you have a beautiful personality. So even if you're insecure, you still have a beautiful personality.
Mm-hmm. You see that? You raised a beautiful baby. You are doing an amazing job with her. This is my first time meeting her. I've met you. We would see you on Facebook, and I know your kids are your world. Just keep doing whatever you're doing. Keep nurturing her. Keep supporting her. Keep telling her you love her and that she's enough. And in time, they're gonna take care of you. Trust me. I got one in my house right now bossing me around. and she's such a boss. I just do what she tells me. But I raised her that way. I always told her take care of your mama. And so she started me taking care of my mother, and I guess I was bossing my mama around too. So now, mine is bossing me around, but I wouldn't trade my daughter in for nothing. She is me, definitely me, but I think she might be a little more bossier than me. But I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it for the world. I don't know, Ms. Kat, do you want to help some of our adult people that could be joining in? Because adults deal with this stuff too.
Yeah, I think we've talked about, again, self-love, self-worth, and self-care. So just to recap, self-love is how you see yourself. Self-worth is what you believe about yourself, what you feel you are deserving of, right? And then self-care is the practice of doing the things like journaling, working out, walking, eating nutritious foods, taking care of your mind, body, and spirit, doing the things that make you feel good. If you do these things, you will be balanced. Most of the time when we treat folks with anxiety and depression, we ask them, what are you doing for self-care and how are you taking care of yourself? Because I believe that that's healing. It's healing and focusing on you. Know that self-care is not selfish. You're not being selfish. You can't pour from an empty cup. You have to put your mask on first, right? So
they say on the airplane.
Yes,
because you go on the airplane.
Yeah, you have to put your mask on first. And I would say every morning, gauge where your cup is, like the level of your cup, like what's in your cup. Do you have anything in your cup? If you wake up in the morning and you're still tired, then maybe you need to rest some more. Maybe when you were asleep, your subconscious was running, or maybe you're stressed and you need to journal, or you need to talk about it, or you need to go for a walk. Whatever works for you. Journaling may not work for you, but maybe calling that trusted person, that friend, that confidant, that person that you can trust to share your feelings. So just keep doing the work. We are all dealing with life stressors. That we're going to have our ups and we're going to have our downs, but we have to have a routine and be intentional, right? About when we feel panic, what to do. And I heard you say, Sam, when it's coming on, so you get moving, you get walking, and that's the best thing you can do is be in your body and not in your mind when you are feeling like that, because it helps to reset and regulate.
And what I've learned and what I've experienced is that sometimes when we get anxious or depressed and all that, we start using stuff, like we start having drinks. And that we become alcoholics, and one drink turns into 5 drinks, and 5 drinks turn into I'm gonna pop a pill, and I'm gonna pop a pill gonna turn into I'm gonna put something in, it progresses if we don't deal with the depression, or we don't deal with the anxiety, we don't deal with the anger and all the different things that we're dealing with. And like I said before earlier, it is okay to go talk to somebody. It's definitely okay, and it's not putting somebody in your business. It's not putting, right? It ain't putting nobody in your business.
No, because for therapy, it's supposed to be confident.
Confidential.
Yes. So what you're saying to them, they're just going to be there to help you and give you advice.
Yep, they're not going to tell sometimes they can't even tell your mama what you're dealing with, unless you tell them it's okay to share. Just like before we came on this show, it was your idea to, I want to talk about it. And so I hope this is therapy for you as well. And what I'm going to do, I don't know, if somebody were to call, would you talk to them? Okay, so we're going to open up the phone. If you guys want to call and just say a couple of words to her or ask her a question, 510-750-3451, 510-750-3451. And we're going to also ask that you guys, if you guys are following us on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe to this page. And if you're on Facebook, just go ahead and please share this post, because this conversation is not even just about our youth, but it's also about some adults, because we all have these same issues. Santana just was open and honest. She wanted to share her story. She wanted to make sure that kids like her that are dealing with these same issues don't have to experience the way she did, like not wanting to be here, not wanting to wake up, not wanting to live. At 13 years old, to not want to live, that's huge, but she wants to live now. She knows she has a great future. You gonna go to college?
Yes.
Okay, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I just want to be in the medical field.
Like a nurse, doctor?
A nurse or a dentist.
Okay, my daughter's a nurse, so you need some information, let me know.
Okay.
She's kind of nice too. She's kind of nice. She be nice to you. She might not be nice to me. But I'm just saying, we have to help each other. We have to help our children, and it starts, the way our kids grow up. It does start with us. So we want to make sure we wake up instead of fussing with our children or making them feel bad, and then we putting them out into this world, that we let them leave the house on a positive note. Baby, I love you. Here's your lunch. Give me a hug. It's okay to hug. The kids want to know that they're loved. They want to feel love. They want to see love. And if you're in a situation where they don't, we got to change that. We definitely got to change that. We can't, speak that negative talk like she said. She listens to her mama sometimes, talk about her mama says she fat. Then sometimes she feel like, how you be fat? And I must be fat. And so we got to watch what we say. Even with me being in the health field, if I'm telling the girls that come in my group that, I feel fat, and then there's somebody that weighs 300 pounds in there with me, what am I saying about her? So we have to also be cautious about what we put out in the atmosphere, because it's going to affect somebody. That's just, I don't know. It's just hard, but each day is new.
Yes.
Each day we get a new day to get it right. Each day we're going to take it and try to make the best of it. And when it doesn't feel like the best of it, we're going to change it. We're going to switch it. We're going to definitely switch it.
Yes. And I want to share this resource. So for anybody who may be suffering from suicidal ideation or feeling any self-harm, you can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and we'll make sure we put it in the chat. It is 1-800-273-8255.
Okay, 273-8255.
So again, that's 1-800-273-8255.
And that's the National Suicide Prevention Line.
Yes. Or you can text 741-741 to reach a trained crisis counselor through the crisis text line.
741-741?
Yes, 741-741.
Okay. I put that down. That's important. Let me just read these last couple of messages. I think this was very, very informative. We've been online for over an hour. You did amazing.
Yes.
So Miss Santana gonna come back, because I'm gonna have her counsel me on some other stuff I got going on, girl. I want to tell you about some stuff that people be doing to me. But let me see. Fee said, I know perfectly shaped sister, but my heart is perfectly shaped. Way to go. We got Jakara here. Hey, cousin Jakara. Fee also said, you are a beautiful young lady. Keep loving you. Kelly said, Santana, recognize you are demonstrating the skills of a leader. Definitely. Sheila says, so much truth in this podcast. We left our phone number. And I think you shared everything. You poured out whatever you felt you needed to pour out. Tell your babies you love them, hug and kiss them. You think that's important?
Yes.
You want to be hugged?
I like I'm a clingy person, but there's people like I know like my brother, he doesn't like when my mom or me are hugging him and kissing him. He's like, get off me. I don't want to be touched.
He faking. He faking. Just keep on hugging him. Because everybody need to be hugged. Don't just be like, boy, get over here. And don't get out of his face till he give you one back. Mess up his game, do it all, do that bratty stuff y'all do. But I just want to tell you guys, we appreciate y'all. Oh, she's not finished with her show.
Another thing I have to say is, even though you're not like feeling beautiful, you could still have a beautiful personality.
Okay, so somebody they want your phone number so they can get some therapy.
Yes, so you can email me. So my email is Kat, at.
You got it? Wait, hold on. So Miss Courtney gonna get it. Go ahead, Miss Kat. She better than me.
Okay, it's Kat at cat-cares.com.
I'm about to make my appointment right now.
And I also have a self-care group that I do virtually every Saturday.
So she's trying to give y'all the information on her.
Yes.
And she does. I know she sent me some links about her Zoom. It's via Zoom.
Yes,
right?
It's via Zoom. And it's called the Self-Care Check-In. It's once a month, and it's a $24.99 fee, but it's a membership like any other membership, but it's a wellness group, right? And you can come in, you'll learn some new tools, and then you can also connect with some other people in the group and just kind of talk about a process like we are now, about real life stuff with real people.
And like you said, it made you feel good to know that other people were dealing with it. It wasn't just you that was dealing with it. And so I think the group that Ms. Kat is doing, it's pretty much the same. You're with people that's going through the same stuff. You know, and you never know, you're always thinking like, Am I the eyeball?
Mm-hmm.
Am I odd? I'm
Yeah.
not odd. Baby, I did buy you some flowers.
Thank you.
I bought you some flowers. I also bought you some flowers. Mom, I got you some flowers over there too. Because I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys for tuning in
Thank you.
to Samantha Wise Words. Don't forget you guys to like and subscribe to the YouTube page. We do have another podcast coming out. I got a thumbs up on my knees. We do have another one coming out next week. I'm not really sure what the topic's going to be. Because I kind of let God lead me, and that's kind of like how I go week by week. I have a list of topics, and then I kind of put it on Facebook, and then the Holy Spirit will say, that's what you're going to talk about. That's what the people need to know. Oh, look at my new niece. Y'all see this? I want my hugs, girl. I'm a one that want my hug. So I'm gonna let her close it out. I'm gonna let her get the last say. You gonna close it out. You gonna get the last say. But I do love and appreciate y'all, so I'm gonna make sure niece close it out. Go on, baby.
I appreciate you guys for watching, and remember that even though you're not feeling great, you probably are still a great person.
Praise Jesus for the baby. Okay, good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I gotta get my hug.